Welcome back, Class 3, to a brand new explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're actually stepping right out of the classroom and heading into a lush green garden for a really colorful, cinematic story. It's a place where nature itself becomes the teacher, so grab a seat because we're about to have a magical day at the plant school.
Right in the middle of this garden, we've got our teacher. It's this big, incredibly wise banyan tree, literally ringing its bell like tring, 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 school time. And you know what happens next? As soon as that bell rings, all the plants excitedly gather right under the tree's wide, cool shade. We've got the lovely rose flower, the tall mango tree, the cheerful grass patch, the beautiful lotus plant, and yep, even the prickly cactus plant. They're all geared up and ready to learn. Okay, let's dive into this. The banyan tree looks around at all its plant friends and says, "Today we will learn about types of animals. I will tell you, and you must listen carefully." The whole focus of today's lesson is exactly that, the sheer variety of creatures we share our amazing world with. So the banyan tree wants everyone in the garden, and honestly everyone watching this explainer right now, to pay super close attention as we explore these fascinating groups one by one.
So who kicks things off? Well, it's the grass patch. With this bright, massive smile, it just bursts out, "I know this! Domestic animals live with people!" The grass patch is just so thrilled to introduce the very first group of animals in our story. It's pointing out that, hey, these are the animals we might literally see right around our very own homes and neighborhoods every single day.
And just to back up what the grass patch is saying, a cow wanders by and goes, "Moo! Moo!" We're talking about cows, goats, dogs, and cats. Grass patch explains that people actually give these friendly animals food and shelter. And the rose flower, totally on board. It nods along saying, yes, they are friendly animals. These are the creatures that depend on us, right? And in return, they give us companionship and help us out. It's a real win-win.
But now, let's see how this story builds, because the mood in the garden kind of shifts just a tiny bit. The cactus plant speaks up next. "I live near the forest," it says, sounding just a little more cautious. "I see wild animals." And then, almost out of nowhere, from far off in the distance, this loud, powerful sound echoes through the garden. A lion roars!
And this brilliantly illustrates our next category for the day: wild animals. These are the animals that live out in the dense forests and the jungles. They are absolutely nothing like the friendly domestic animals that Grass Patch was just talking about. They don't live with people, and they definitely don't depend on us to provide them with food or shelter. They are totally self-sufficient. They take care of themselves out in the wild.
Roar! The cactus plant goes ahead and lists them out for the class. Tigers, lions, elephants, and bears. I mean, we're talking about the true kings and queens of the jungle here. Hearing this, the mango tree kind of sways in the breeze and adds this very soft, wise warning. We should not go near them. They are strong. Which, hits the nail on the head. It's a fantastic reminder that while wild animals are incredibly majestic and beautiful to learn about, they absolutely need their space. So, okay, the crucial point here is that we've covered the animals roaming around our homes and the ones deep in the forests. But I actually have a question for you, our bright Class 3 viewers. Look up! Can you guess what animals are up there in the sky? Let's totally pivot our attention upward for a second, way past the tall branches of the banyan tree, and see exactly who is waiting for us up in those clouds. Lifting its bright, sunny yellow face right up to the warmth, the sunflower pipes up. "I love looking at the sky," it says. "I see birds flying, and literally right on cue, this vibrant, colorful parrot flies straight past the garden school with this sudden loud squawk." Honestly, it is the absolute perfect introduction to our soaring friends in the sky. The sunflower goes on to explain that birds have these very special features, right? They have wings and beaks, they fly, and they lay eggs. Then our wise teacher, the banyan tree, chimes back in to give us the exact examples, naming the peacock, the sparrow, the crow, and the parrot. And when they hear this, all the plants in the garden are so delighted that they literally start clapping their leaves in applause. It's such a cool, beautiful sight.
All right, so we've looked around on land, and we've obviously looked up into the sky. But what about beneath the surface? What kind of animals live in the water? Take a quick second to guess. I bet you already know a few of these slippery swimming friends. Let's go ahead and wander over to the edge of the garden where the pond is waiting for us. Standing super elegantly right smack in the middle of the water, the lotus plant speaks up. "I live in water," the lotus says. "I know water animals." And I kid you not, the very second those words are spoken, a fish suddenly jumps right out of the pond. Splash! The lotus plant starts listing out our water friends: the fish, the massive whale, the super playful dolphin, and the octopus. The lotus explains that these amazing animals spend their time swimming and actually breathing completely underwater. Over on the side, looking at the pond, the grass patch is just smiling broadly, because to the grass patch, the water looks exactly like a cozy home, just a totally different kind of home for a completely different kind of animal.
But wait, because this story gets even more interesting. The Tulsi plant leans in and whispers, almost like it's sharing this really fun top-secret fact with the rest of the class. "I know animals that live on land and in water." And right then, a little frog bounces right by. Hop! Hop! The Tulsi plant tells everyone that frogs and crocodiles actually like both places. They're completely comfortable hopping around on dry land and then diving in for a swim in the water. And you can tell everyone in the plant school is listening very, very carefully to this cool fact.
Next up, this very soft, tiny little voice pipes up from way down low on the ground. It's the little mint plant. "I see small animals," the mint says. "They are called insects." And as the mint plant is speaking, a tiny ant just walks right across the ground, which leads us perfectly into our final group of creatures for the day.
The tiny mint plant lists them right out for us: ants, butterflies, bees, and mosquitoes. Now, these creatures might be small, but as the rose flower points out with a little laugh, they are small but very busy, and they really are. Whether they are building complex anttails or buzzing around making honey, insects are literally always hard at work keeping the garden going.
As our lesson starts coming to a close, the big banyan tree just smiles so proudly at all of its students. It warmly summarizes everything we've unpacked today. Animals are of many types, it says. Some live with people, some in forests, some in water, and some fly in the sky. It's just a wonderful, simple reminder of exactly how diverse and incredible the animal kingdom truly is.
And then something incredibly powerful happens. Every single plant in the garden, the banyan, the grass, the cactus, the sunflower, the lotus, the tulsi, the mint, and the rose, they all speak together at the exact same time. We must love animals and take care of nature. This right here is the absolute core takeaway of our explainer today. We share this beautiful world with all these amazing creatures, and it's 100% our job to care for their home.
And just at that perfect moment, a little girl walks right into the garden. It turns out she has been listening to the plant school this whole entire time, and she's got this huge smile on her face. She makes a really beautiful promise to her leafy teachers, saying, "I will be kind to animals, I'll protect plants too." Hearing this, the plants feel so incredibly happy and relieved that they literally begin to dance joyfully in the gentle breeze. It's honestly the perfect ending to such a wonderful lesson.
And that actually brings us to the end of our story today. But really, it's just the beginning of yours. The plant school taught everyone a wonderful lesson about the types of animals, and that little girl made her promise. But now, it's your turn. Think about it for a second. How will you help protect nature today? Because whether it's in your own backyard, hanging out at a park, or literally just being kind to a pet, you have the power to make a real difference. Thank you so much for joining me for this Explainer Class 3, and I absolutely cannot wait to see how you help our animal and plant friends out there.